Hello everyone. Today we are back with another episode of the Netflix Not List, and I am the least bit entertained or energetic at the moment because sadly I'm putting myself through imminent torture. Today, if you didn't read the title of this video, I'm gonna be trying to get through the first episode of Manifest. Why? I don't know. My friend had actually brought up that the new season had just came out. And I was like, I couldn't even get through the first episode. Kid you not, like, I tried to watch Manifest when it first came out, and I couldn't make it through the first 5 minutes. So we're gonna try to get through the entire episode this time, and hopefully, just hopefully, my opinion on this will change. In that case, this video will never see the light of day. However, on the off chance that you are seeing this, that means that this stupid show is still stupid, and the first episode is still the worst thing I've ever seen. So, before I get into this, I guess I should give like a quick little summary of what Manifest is about. And for this, I'm actually gonna have to switch it up because I genuinely do not remember, nor do I care. But for the sake of understanding, we're gonna read the summary provided by Netflix. When Montego Air Flight 828 landed safely after a turbulent but routine flight, the crew and passengers were relieved. But in the span of those few hours, the world had aged 5 years, and after mourning their loss, their friends, families, and colleagues had given up hope and moved on. Now faced with the impossible, they're all given a second chance. But as their new realities become clear, a deeper mystery unfolds, and some of the returned passengers soon realize they may be meant for something greater than they ever thought possible.
If you'd seen us that afternoon, you probably would have thought we looked like a typical American family returning home from vacation. They're twins, Olive and Cal, always bickering like an old married couple.
Am I the only one who finds that weird when, like, people say that siblings or family members bicker like old married couple? I feel like you normally say that to, like, two friends who are bickering because, like, you ship them or whatever. I find it weird when people say that about siblings or, like, actual family members. I get the analogy, but, like, to me, I'm like, come on, bro. That's a little, it's a little off.
For flight 537 to New York John F. Kennedy Airport, your attention please. This flight is oversold. We are offering travel vouchers in the amount of $400 for anyone willing to take a later flight.
Yes, that's me.
Now, it's $400 per person. It's our next trip down to the Mayo Clinic.
I'll stay with Dad.
How do you oversell a flight? Like, how is that possible? Isn't there like a cap? Like, even when you're selling tickets online, it's like, isn't there like a set number where it's like, okay, cool, we only have this amount left? Like, how do you oversell a flight? I feel like once you get to the cap, you kind of just tell people like, yo, you're gonna have to go to the next flight. I've never seen a real life situation where you're like, ooh, this flight's oversold. I'm not getting it. Me personally, doesn't make much sense.
Say yes to Jared. Have a wedding and a honeymoon. Turn the page. It's time.
Seems like she's not very, like, she loves the guy, or maybe everyone thinks that she loves him, but in reality there's a dude on the side and she loves him more. It's kind of toxic, I'm sorry, but either way, it's like, why are we trying to force people into marriage? Though I don't know if she actually loves him or not. Right now it's seeming like she's kind of like, ugh, I'm not a big fan of you, homie. Don't judge me, alright? If I'm gonna sit through this, I'm gonna sit through this enjoying some beverage and some food that I enjoy. I don't know why I said enjoy that many times.
The problem, ladies and gentlemen, is your plane departed Montego Bay, Jamaica on April 7, 2013. Today is November 4th, 2018.
Because isn't this a play on like a real life event? I'm pretty sure there's like a rumored event, like something that deals with like the Bermuda Triangle or something like that, where like a flight disappeared and then came back. Something like that. I don't remember though. Though I'm pretty sure it's a conspiracy theory.
This story as the entire world focuses on Flight 8.
Where was Flight 828
As a
for 5
multitude of
years?
government agencies, including NASA, Homeland Security, and the NSA, descended upon New York, the story of the century now touches
Where are the sun's photos at? I didn't see not one photo of the sun. It's actually weird. I feel like, I don't know. I think 5 years is a very long time. But I feel like at the same time, I don't know. If I lost a family member, I wouldn't get over it in 5 years. Like if I not in the sense of like my family member passed away, but like they just disappeared, I feel like I'd never get over that. I feel like at some point you'd probably be like, okay, I'm gonna chillax a little bit, but I wouldn't stop looking. And I know that it's completely different from saying it and then experiencing it, but in most real life situations, you see like 10 years from then, people are still like talking about it and making sure people know what happened so that this person's name never dies, and that maybe possibly on some off chance they'll be able to find their person again or whatever. But yeah, to like I don't know, 5 years seems like a long time, but it's really not that long. Like we go through a year pretty quickly, so 5 years isn't excruciatingly long to the point where I feel like people should be forgetting about their family members.
Who is she?
Lourdes.
That makes sense. She always told me how lucky I was.
Okay, it depends on how, I don't know. Like I said before, right? Tangible items is different from human connection, right? But I feel like, I don't know. A part of me wants to hate him, where I'm like, yo, you're trash. Why would you even do that? But then a part of me is like, I kind of get it. Because my thing is, right? I feel like it's different. Like, if your own mother moved on in like 2 years, then I'd be like, whoa, ma, what's going on? But if it's like, but at the same time, it's so weird. It is so weird. Because, I don't know. It's weird. Because he was her fiance. So it's like, I feel like once you get to that status, where it's like, yo, we're about to get married, I don't think 2 years is long enough. Me personally, I'm like, whoa. Because then, like, normally when people get engaged, it's like 5 years into the relationship. Is what I'm assuming. Normally when I see it. Also, I feel like that's also my own personal preference, but it's like around the 5 year range before, okay, cool, I want to marry this person, right? And at that point, you've probably already lived together before, you know? So it's like, I feel like there's a much deeper connection than rather it being, oh, we've just been dating for like 2-3 years, you know what I mean? Even then, pretty long time, but I would get how a 2 year gap would, you know, make sense in that situation. But if you're engaged, actually, were they engaged? Because they were saying that she should say yes. So I'm assuming he already proposed and she was like, I gotta think about it. But even then, I feel like if you got to the point where you're like, yo, I want to marry this person, then it's definitely a deeper connection. And in that case, I don't know, 2 years is long enough. But obviously, people grieve at different times. And it may have been one of those things where it's like a mutual grief situation. But then I feel like Lourdes was already scheming because she was talking about how Lourdes was already telling her that she was lucky to have him and stuff like that. So, I don't know. But either way, yeah. I'm a little hurt for her, but at the same time, I really don't care. But I can see how this is bad, but also good. Because like I said, it really just, I feel like it depends on the person, but then also it depends on the time frame. Me personally, if you have proposed to me, or we're fiancés or engaged or whatever, fiancé and fiancé? Bro, I'm pretty sure we just say fiancé at this point. But, I feel like once you get to that point, me personally, 2 years isn't long enough on me. 2 years? Just 2? It couldn't at least be 3, halfway? That doesn't make much sense to me. Me personally, it doesn't make much sense. But, and then also, hold on. Wait, pause. Let's look at that time frame. I feel like this has to be dealing with grief. I'm just now catching on to this. Okay, 2 years after the accident, right? That leaves you 3 years up until this point. Which means that you probably dated her for a year or 2, and then you got engaged. Unless it was an actual wedding band. So you got married within that 3-year span. Wow. At that point, it's either it has to do with the grief, like you're genuinely like grieving that bad, or maybe you never loved me. I can't listen to this part. I'm sorry, I can't. You mean to tell me nobody else cringed at that? You mean to tell me anybody who's already watched this first episode, when you first heard these callings, these little things, slow down. You mean to tell me that no one was like, ugh, I can't sit through this, bro. I can't sit through this. Why does her inner voice sound like that? It doesn't make any sense.
I got your research 5 years ago.
It works as an actual clinical success?
We've been treating pediatric cancer patients for close to 30 months.
You can't be serious.
Okay, unfortunately, his diagnosis state is outside the study parameters. He's lived with this disease for more than 6 years.
No, excuse me.
We can't risk breaking protocol.
Okay. We're seeing the connection now. OG family has the son, I don't remember his name. We're gonna call him Little Olive. The only name that I remember is Olive, and I think the dude's name was Fred. I don't remember. But we're gonna call him Little Olive. Little Olive has cancer. Jeez, Nyla. Little Olive has cancer. And then Sanvi, she is a scientist, I'm assuming, or maybe she's a doctor. I don't know which one, because it seems like she's working with the doctors, but she's like, well, I feel like doctors do like scientific research as well, but nah, maybe like, I don't know. We're just gonna call her a scientist. Sanvi's like did scientific research on how to help pediatric cancer patients, and that's how this is all connecting, because she produced what's helping Little Olive. So that's one connection right there. Look at me, big brain.
Set them free.
Bro, why are you trying to do stupid stuff? Set them free. Let's set random dogs free. What are you, like, why? You, like, I don't...
They're doing their job.
Come here. Oh, you good boys.
Detective Jared Vasquez, NYPD.
Oh, thank you, Detective. Aren't you glad to see me? Huh?
Set them free.
I'm about to click off this episode. I can't do it. I literally can't do it. Can I skip Can I please skip? Is it necessary? Is it really necessary for me to have to sit through this? You know what? Y'all can watch the episode on your own. I'm skipping. I don't care. I'm skipping. I can't do it. I can't do it. I literally can't do it. I cannot. It hurts too much. I can't do it. I don't. Oh, wait, hold on, pause, because I just skipped to something that might make this a little worthwhile. Hold on. We're gonna skip to this scene, right? Pretty much, be scrolling through this, I'm gonna give you a little gist. She goes in, right? It seems like she goes in, she's like looking around, she's looking for people, and it seems like she actually finds 2 kids in a container, which means this guy was kidnapping kids or trafficking, I don't know. But this is what happened, and I'm guessing the actual message here is not to set the dogs free, but to set the kids free. That's how we got to where we are now.
Thanks for putting in a good word.
It's the least I can do. So I suppose you're not going to explain to me what happened here today.
Like I said, I wish I could.
You still take my breath away.
Say hi to Lourdes for me.
Actually starting to get boring again. I'm skipping again. I'm sorry. Fight me. I don't care. Alright. We're about to skip to the scene with the brother. Okay, she's in the hospital. And he's getting his treatments because homegirl convinced him to do so, which is great on her part. Let's see what conversation they're having.
I've spent every day of the last 5 years blaming you. Not only for taking that later flight, but for making Cal so desperate for your attention that he wanted to stay with you.
His name's Cal? Okay. I'm still gonna call him Little Olive because they're twins. So that makes even more sense. But it's a little messed up to blame your significant other for your son disappearing. I don't know. I don't think that's something you should tell anybody. I feel like that's a... Well, no, I guess when you're in a relationship, that's something that you should share with your significant other so that it doesn't become pent up rage or something like that. But, like, that is... I don't know. That's a little bit of a messed up thought. I feel like I don't know. I probably would have journaled it first before I told anybody that. Y'all see this? See, this is a different situation. This is a different situation. I don't think I'd be able to move on like that. Me personally, I don't think I'd be able to move on like that. If we've been married for, they were already together 15 years. So technically it's been 20 years now. We've been together for 20 years now, or 15 before, right? If I was with somebody for 15 years, we already had 2 kids together, I wouldn't get over it in 5 years. Like that would at least be a decade's worth. This is something I cannot get past. I'm sorry, this is irritation right now because that is cruel. And then plus that's probably also why Olive had to go into therapy, because she knows her mom's messing with somebody on the side. It's like, yo, how are you able to get over your dad like that? And I get it. Some people need external forces to help them grieve. But me personally, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't.
What are you gonna do?
Olive knew? Both of y'all are trash. I said it. Both of y'all are trash. You know what I think? I think the real reason why she was irritated, she wasn't irritated that they came back. She was irritated that he came back because now she can't mess with her thing on the side. Huh. I'm sorry. So everybody on the plane is having these headaches, pretty much. Alright, look, I'm done with this. I can't. It seems like majority of the story of what we learned at the end of this, everybody on the plane is having these callings, these headaches. That's just how it goes. The wife is messing with somebody on the side, and things are getting crazy. We still haven't seen Lourdes yet, which is even crazier. Now all of them are back at the airport. Sorry. Now all of them are back at the airport and something's happening to the plane.
Here.
And the engine of the plane just blew up. I think that's a good place to stop, yeah?